Hola from the west side. It's me, DC the Purple Diva, and it is time for Not So Random Chat. So go grab your coffee, your tea, or whatever your libation is tonight, and let's start to talk about whatever we want to. I'll be right with you guys. Ooh, 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 ooh. Hola. Hey, everybody. Well, tonight we don't have any music because I didn't have it together. But I'm going to get it together. I think I am. I'm trying to, at least. Trying to get it together. But I got to go get. Oh, what did I do with it? Anyway, I hope you guys. Can you guys hear me? I know I'm a little on the low side. I'm not sitting at the mic right now. Hope everybody had a good Mother's Day weekend. Let me get this music together, y'all. Somehow. I just realized I didn't have my music together. It's been one of those days, y'all. Just one of those days. Yeah, for me, it's been one of those days. So you guys hear me tinkering around because I'm actually looking for the iPad cord, which, hmm, I don't even see, y'all. I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it. But I know it's over here. But while I'm looking for it, hopefully y'all can still hear me. I know I'm not like right in the mic, but hopefully you can still hear me. If you are in the chat, let me just check. Let me just check myself. See where we are. Let me see. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Hey, hey, can you guys hear me? I know I don't have any music. I know it's so dry because there's no music tonight. Sorry about that. Okay, so I can hear myself, so now I know y'all can hear me. Hey, Couture. Hey, AKA James. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. So, yeah, it was a busy day, and I'm not fixing to fiddle with this music right now. I'm gonna ask my son to go find the cord for me, and I'm gonna be done looking for it. Son, David, come here. Cause see, he'll know it. Hey, Terry. So, anyway, I actually was in a couple of very interesting chats today, y'all. Hey, Miss Pamela. I was in a a few interesting to say the least chats today. I think I'll start with the last one because that one just ended abruptly. Like very abruptly. And the topic was supposed to be about um natural hair. Okay? And really talking about putting stuff, son, come here. Putting stuff in our daughter's hair. Okay? You know, whether we should be perming their hair and that kind of stuff. And for a long time, the conversation went okay. I say it went okay. But there was one lady that was up on the panel that just seemed to want to get argumentative and in other people's face because they were younger than her. And you know, got kind of PO'd when they was you know referring to her as an elder. Now, granted, homegirl said she was only around 40, but this was a 25-year-old. Hey, underrated, yeah, underrated. You know, I'm talking about that. I'm talking about that chat. I'm talking about that chat. So the conversation was about whether our younger girls should be putting products in their hair. And for the most part, that was what everyone agreed that, really we shouldn't be doing that to our young girls, even if it was done to us. We shouldn't have our young girls with perms in their hair. She just started Bree. It was she was on some whole other stuff. Um, and so part of what she said, which I agree with, okay, she was talking about um when you get human hair, real human hair in your hair, about there being spiritual connections with the hair because it came from another person's head, and that you could take on some of those traits. So this was something, and you know, that's getting into some really deep stuff. I agreed with her in regards to that, but she was just like kind of, you know, I don't know, to the extreme with just getting agitated about stuff. You know, I don't know if shoot, I don't know what the issue was. I know that when I was 40, I didn't act like that. Okay. And here's the thing. And then she was calling the young lady that was on the panel mixed. The girl was not mixed. The girl was black. Both of her parents were black. She just was light skinned. So it was just a bunch of name calling by an older woman to a younger woman. And whether she liked being called older doesn't really matter. She was older than this girl. Okay, she was older than this girl. This girl's my son's age. Okay, so that's a child to me, even though they're an adult. And the young lady was trying to be very respectful. And granted, she had come in near the end of the conversation, but she was still should be allowed to express her opinion, especially when this is not even your freaking channel. I just felt like it was just a lot of disrespect to the channel holder. And he was trying to be really, really cool. And he also said doing this that he won't be doing any more about weaves because he he said this was going to be the last conversation. Um, it kind of went left last week when he had the conversation, and today it really went left. And it was just unnecessary. It was just unnecessary. Uh, Hold on, you guys. I gotta put y'all on hold. That's hold on. Sorry about that, y'all. See, on the night that I have no music, then my phone ringer goes off, y'all. Sorry about that. Oh, I'm gonna have to go into my into this live stream and mute wherever that was at whatever time that was. That was like at about 11 minutes in. So I don't get a copyright flag. Which, speaking of copyright flags, before I go back to what I was doing, I got a copyright, I guess, infringement thing for Friday. I think one of those sound effects that I played at the end of the show, somebody claimed it. So I'm gonna figure out where it was, and I'm gonna mute that in the show. And so in the meantime, y'all, I'm just not gonna be playing any of the freaking sound effects, except for the applause. I know I can play applause. That's free. That's free, y'all. So let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. I'm sorry. Hey, DJ Vibes. Okay, can you guys hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? I hope so. Let me know if you guys can hear me now. I'm like right up on the mic, so hopefully you can hear me. Uh-oh. My speaker is going out. So let me switch. I'm gonna switch my microphone. Give me a second, y'all. Battery is low. Please recharge in time. All right, so since that's on there, I've flipped over to the let me cut this off. I flipped over to the internal mic because my monitor for the other mic is out. So no worries, you guys, but I'm back. But the whole conversation around hair, that seems to be like a really, really touchy subject with Black women and Black men, and even with just Black women around, there seems to be so many incorrect stereotypes, I guess, that people have about, women wearing weaves or wigs, and not necessarily wearing their natural hair. And one of the things that shouts out to Sister Rob B, because she came up on the panel and she brought up some of the same things that I have said. In depending on what industry you're in, many places it is not, we don't get no love wearing our natural hair. Okay. Sometimes it can be a problem. In some cases, it can even be a problem if you decide you want to put braids in your hair. Okay. There have been changes in regards to that with the event of the Crown Act, which started here in California. And I actually know State Senator Holly Mitchell, who was the author of it, getting it in California, and it spread from California. I believe it's in like 9 or 10 states now. But there is a societal disdain for our beautiful natural hair, and the irony of it is that we get our hair perm to take the curl out of our hair, and other races get their hair perm to put a curl in their hair. But I don't think, sorry you guys, I'm drinking something. I don't think that it's almost done, son. I don't think that y'all, I'm doing multiple things tonight. I worked until till 9 o'clock. And I wasn't at work. I was doing movie work. So I'm making some brie thingy for my son, and it's in the oven. What I think the issue is that for many of us, it probably was just easier to wear our hair straight for a long period of time. I've had my hair natural since I was in my 20s, but I can tell you that I put a lot more work into my hair when I wear it in its natural state than I had to when I had it, permed. But since I haven't had perm in a long, long time, you know, I barely remember the perms, you know. And but a lot of the things with us and our image of our hair is not coming from external to our actual race. It's our own women. I mean, you guys, if you guys haven't seen, I did a whole thing about black hair, and I talked about how black women were the ones who were talking so bad about Gabby Douglas and her hair when she was in the Olympics. Like, she can't be being cute, being an athlete. What's wrong with you people? It was crazy. And that girl, she got long hair, okay, with or without her little extensions. She puts extensions in every once in a while, but she's got long, beautiful, natural hair. And they were worried about her hair sticking up in the front in pictures after she has just competed in gymnastics. It's our own people that have us in this maddening cycle around our hair. And I know that there are so many black men who, like sisters to wear their hair natural, but some of them don't care. And the way that a woman wears her hair, whether it is braided, not braided, just curled, her natural curls, wig or weave, that shouldn't make a difference in whether this is someone that you would want to be involved with just based on their hair. But I know that some men have their preference. Now I've had my hair natural for, like I said, years and years and years and years and years. And some of the men that I, dated, didn't care for natural hair, and I didn't give a good goddamn. And some of them, did like natural hair. Now, at this particular point in life, who do you think I care about it? My hair is healthy. When I take my braids out, my hair is like almost halfway down my freaking back. And every once in a while, I'll flat iron it out and wear it, straight. But for the moment, I choose not to do that because I don't like heat on my hair. And it's a choice. It's a choice. It's a choice. It's a choice. But I know that in corporate America, our natural hair is not as embraced in the office. People look at our natural hairstyles as being unkempt when they're not. It's our natural hair pattern. So it's kind of a two-edged sword for Black women, and I would say for our millennials, Gen Zers, for the males, because you guys know now you have all of these younger men that have their hair in dreads, especially a lot of these football players.
I don't even know how to get all that hair up under those helmets. You know, you see a couple of the basketball players, but you don't typically see the basketball players with the longer hair, but you see a lot of the football players with the longer hair. And you know, when they're discriminating around about the natural hair, they discriminate against our boys as well, who decide that they want to wear their hair in, you know, in locks, or if they want to braid their hair, they get discriminated against as well. You know, so I think that it just has to come to a point that um you know, we have to accept that all women are not going to want to wear their natural hair. I love my natural hair. I don't have a problem with it. There, you know, if I choose to put on a wig or a weave, it has nothing to do with my self-esteem or anything like that, because I rarely wear those, either one of those things. I'm now starting to wear wigs, probably more because I'm going to have to wear them in these movies and stuff. You know, I mean, it just is what it is. Every character that I play is not going to be a natural girl like myself. You know? Let me see what you guys are saying. Let's see what he's saying. I'm listening to what you guys. I'm reading what you guys are in here saying. I'm reading what you guys are in here saying. I don't know if my mic may still be on in here, but I can't hear it. That's what it is. So you guys it might actually be still on in here. But I don't think the sound effects or any of that stuff is on anymore, because I turned it off. Because my monitor decides to die. So now I know that if I'm going to use this mic, I can't do two meetings. I can't do two live streams in a night, because I did another meeting on Zoom on here earlier, and I think that's why my monitor is now dead, because that went on for several hours. It did. And I was the host. I was not really a participant, because it was really, you know, I was just there to make sure that the meeting happened. But yeah, I'm gonna have to not have meetings on the same night. Can you find mom's can you find the remote, the thing for this, sweetie? Can you find it for me? I don't know what I did with it. I don't know if I don't think it's over here. I think I moved it. Can you go find it for mom? I don't think it's in here. He's looking around here. I said, I don't think it's in here, son. You know, your mom moved it. I moved it. I know I moved it. But you guys don't always have to, you know, I miss my music, but I'm good. We can do this without the music tonight. Okay, you hear me good now? Yeah, well, it's just on the internal speaker now. So I don't think I'm on the hot mic anymore, because it's still monitoring, but yeah, I don't know. I don't think I turned it off on the computer. Let's see what you guys are saying. You don't care what those people think about your hair. And you guys know, like in the video that I did, how was it, like a month or two ago now? One of the very interesting facts about how our hair is graded, it was a Black man who graded the hair, who made the hair grades. It was a Black man. And I think that it was made specifically to describe our hair. which falls generally between 3 and 4. You know, we generally don't have, straight hair. We just generally don't. There are, my great grandmother, who was part Indian, had straight hair, or straight, she was part Native American, because, we had this conversation on Friday about the Black people that were on this continent when the Europeans came, who are also part of the Native Americans. All Native Americans are not of Asian descent, just so you know. In other words, they didn't all come across on the Bering Strait, come down through, come down the West Coast and come across. Some of them came from the continent and came across the Atlantic because prior to Europe discovering that the world was not actually flat, well, the continent knew it the whole time. And we already know that there's evidence of them having been here, of them having been to Hawaii, okay? And even as far as to the Philippines. So yeah, let's not. But yeah, when you say Native America, the indigenous people, the indigenous people were, melanated people. Melanated people. But yeah, it was a Black man who put these grades together of how, and the hair typing, this is very, very new, you guys. We didn't have all these hair types until the 90s, okay? Before that, it was just really simple. Most of us figured out how to do our own hair. Most of us figured out how to do our own hair. We grew up with moms who helped us. Most girls, and I don't know what's going on in this generation. I just don't. I've seen the craziness. I don't agree with putting those perms in kids' hair. I remember the torment that it was for me. I cried because it smelled so bad, y'all. Because back when I was young, the first perm was that awful Vigoro relaxer. Let me take these out. Right, Brenda. And those things smelled horrible. They smelled horrible. And I know, now they have these kitty perms that they have for kids, but y'all know there's no difference between a kitty perm and a grown-up perm, right? Even when they say the perms are mild, it doesn't even matter. They're all that stuff is really, really, really too strong to be going in people's hair, period. That's my opinion, but you can always go look at the movie that Chris Rock put out, Good Hair, where they put it on a soda can. Yeah. And it ate through the metal. It ate through the aluminum. So, and we've seen people's hair come out from having that stuff in their hair too long. Took all the hair out. All of this just to have straight hair all the time. It's a problem. So for me, personally, I would prefer if they I would prefer, the weaves and the wigs, because at least in the weave and the wig, in most cases you're actually, you know, taking care of your hair under that. But a lot of times when people have perms in their hair, they're not taking care of their hair properly either. They're putting too much heat on their hair. They're not putting enough moisture in their hair. Because see, when your hair is in its natural state, you automatically, your hair is dry. So you just put that, you're keeping it moisturized. But when a lot of women put perms in their hair, they're not into it. They don't do all of that. They don't do all that. It's crazy. But it is that was, yeah, those Vigoro perms were, those Vigoro relaxers were horrible, because my hair was like, what I mean, my hair still is long now, but I mean, I've cut it multiple times over the years, and it's probably never going to be to like waist length ever again, but it was at one point. Yeah, it was like that when I was 5, and my mom was washing my hair in the bathtub because I had so much hair, and she just couldn't do it no more. So she sent me to the hairdresser and had that awful thing put in my hair. And I had my hair was permed until I got to high school. Then I didn't wear a perm for a while. And then I I was wearing, by the time I got out of high school, I was wearing a perm again. By the time I was out of college, I was done pretty much. I stopped wearing a perm like when I was like 23. 23. That's the last time I had a perm. You know, I think one time after that, I did one of those texturizers, but I could just twist my hair out and it would be better. you know. And I mean, my hair, I got I have that hair, you put the aloe vera gel in it and my hair's curly. My brother has it too. My sister does too. But curly hair is not easy to deal with. When my hair is natural, I have to constantly go through and untangle it. Like the curl, it tangles easily. The curls, I mean, they just, they just do. My hair drinks up everything, any moisture. I mean, and even with my hair in braids, you guys, I wash my hair in the braids. I don't get these people who don't wash their hair when it's in braids. I don't. And then, and I don't get people who get wigs installed and they keep them on their hair for like weeks, months, and then their hair is all matted up under there. Like, my God, what the hell? So I mean, I would say that in order for more sisters to probably wear their hair natural, there has to be probably more acceptance in the workplace for that to be possible. And this is the older generation. Yeah, the younger generation, they seem to be able to do whatever the heck it is that they want. But, depending if you're working in a bank, certain hairstyles, they might not like. But here in California, they can't say anything about it. I mean, they can't discriminate, even though I know sometimes they do. Even though I know they do. Now, the other conversation, you guys, that was going on was about KS. Okay, so if you follow Tasha K, you know that that girl been busy. But she has an interview that I believe is released today on her Patreon to her Patreon subscribers with KS. But just based on the snippets that I've seen, I think that it may not be what we think it's going to be. I think that it appears like she may be giving him just a platform to grandstand. That's what I think. Just based on the couple of clips that are out there. I'm sorry, but I'm not going to subscribe to Patreon just to go listen to that. I can't. But kudos to Tasha. However, I just think that, what he's doing is that he is trying to change his image. Because what he's doing, the lane he's in, he's not going to be able to do that much longer. No matter what folks think, he ain't going to be able to do that much longer. So he's going to have to figure out some other thing to do to really keep his channel going to where he wants it to go to. Because it sounds like, he's trying to take his whole little entertainment thing into mainstream, because it's entertainment. Anybody who takes that whole situation serious is a freaking fool. Okay? As far as I know, he's not a licensed relationship therapist, nor a licensed life coach. I don't think you have to have any type of licensing for being an image consultant. Okay? And that's the one thing that I believe he probably is. Okay? But a couple of people have brought up some very important things about him. Like one of the things that he has talked about, how it's not important about the women education for women, and our education ain't important and all this stuff. Well, maybe that's because he probably only did 2 years of college. Okay. Because he said he couldn't hack it. So that would explain his disdain for college educated women, or rather college educated Black women. Now, in the one snippet that Tasha K did put out, he says that he is not a part of the alphabet community. He says that, I guess, he was married twice. The first one was his high school sweetheart. And I guess that is his daughter's mother. But, y'all, I want to see how Tasha is going to handle this. I hope I'm wrong, you guys. Terry, you know Tasha. you one of her day ones. I still think he is. I still think he is, no shade, no tea. I still think that he is a little, highly metrosexual at the very least. But people say that doesn't really exist. That's just brothers who are DL. So hey, I don't know. He's not even my type. So I would never be interested. But the thing is that he very possibly is going to make $1 million. Okay. And hey, hats off to him for that, but he knows that he is going to have to do something to change the perception, because I think that the audience that he has now is not the ultimate audience that he wants, but he's going to have to make some major changes to get another audience. And the tearing down of Black women, it's not gonna last much longer. I could be wrong, but I don't think that it is. I just don't. I think that he, especially if he's really trying to go mainstream, because that's why hey, dude has some good connections, because he somehow got himself on Joe Budden. Okay, he somehow got himself on Joe Budden. And this is only the second one of these guys on that side that Tasha is really having this conversation with. Now I don't know. She may have, it may be a whole nother situation in what she's going to be showing in Patreon, and she may light into him, but it did not appear like that's what was going on, nor that it was going to be that kind of conversation. I just think that if you guys are expecting that from her, I think we're going to be sadly disappointed. I just think we are. And because she probably has another agenda. Let's just be real. Because why would she interview another content creator? Okay. So that, something's going on. They got something cooking. That's what I think. He got something cooking with Tasha. And I don't know if it's gonna be good or bad. I guess the jury is out. We'll just have to see if she releases any of it to and I'm coming right back, you guys. I'm across the room grabbing one of these Brie pizza thingies. It's good too. And put it on a plate. But I don't think we're gonna get this. I don't think she's gonna roast him. Everybody else is roasting him. Everybody else is. I think the smaller female YouTubers are going to continue to light his behind up until he does something different. Because at some point, the sensationalism, of how he's doing it, that's not something that's going to make it into a mainstream thing. Okay. And here's why I perceive it. You have things like Who would have thought that NBC would pull the plug on the Golden Globes for next year because their membership is not diverse enough? Think about that, y'all. So, with all the stuff that negative that is happening to Black women, he's going to have to come up with something else. If he's going to try to be something about relationships, then change your tactics, dude. Because you will not make it off of YouTube with that crap. Yeah, it'll keep him good on here, but eventually this is not going to sustain it. You better be thinking long term. He ain't been here but a minute. Y'all, he ain't been here but a minute. Let me see what you guys are saying. Or you guys are having a complete other conversation. So it's going to be interesting. But in other KS news, his dream girl, or someone he particularly cares for, is the likes of Tommy Lee from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Tommy Lee. And then Tommy Lee used to didn't she used to be on a stripper pole? Don't she have a bunch of kids by different daddies? You know, I think she might be a grandmama too at this point. But apparently, he likes her. So, yeah, I'm laughing because is that what quote unquote high value men that's what they're into? Ex strippers. I mean, nothing wrong with stripping. But he's talked so bad about certain things and everything that, but that's what you like. Okay. But my personal opinion is, even if KS, even if he could get Tommy, he couldn't handle that girl. Because keep in mind, he's from someplace like Oklahoma. Tommy Lee would eat him up and spit him out. This is what you guys are saying. Not the male Tommy Lee. The Tommy Lee from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. That girl on Love and Hip Hop. There was a stripper in Atlanta. Yeah, we're not talking about, no. And Tommy Lee, rest in peace, he died. So yeah, no, we're talking about a female Tommy. I don't know if it's short for Thomasina. Yeah, the girl on VH1. Exactly, Miss Pamela. Yeah, that apparently KS likes her. That's his type. Don't she wear wigs and weaves? And he said something about women wearing wigs and weaves. Don't she wear all these different colors in her hair? I'm just saying. Let's just, let's really get into it, But this is what you like. And of course, maybe that's just to get her to big up him and all this old BS. But okay. Maybe that's what, because he would, if he really had a whole bunch of money, he would be nothing but a sugar daddy for Tommy Lee. She ain't with nobody that ain't about that money. If they ain't about that money, she ain't feeling. So, but the fact that she has a bunch of kids, a bunch of guys, exotic dancer, it's interesting. Now she, granted, is trying to better herself, although she has a little temper on her. She's got a little temper, y'all. Yeah, she's a big fat mess. She done gone to jail several times. She done gone to jail several times. Unless she's some project for him, but he can't handle that girl. She is too street for him. He's from Oklahoma. I don't think he went to school with a bunch of melanated people. I don't think he went to school with a bunch of melanated people. But he didn't last in corporate America very long. He didn't really make any money in it. Allegedly he was making like $800 a month when he got divorced from his first wife. And she was making $2,500. I believe that was the mother of his child. So then that means that any child support that he had would have been based on what he was making at that time. And as we know, he's just getting a little bit of money right now. So, yeah. I know people who literally have had child support that was like $40 a month. $40 a month. I think that's that's a little over $1 a day. So if all he was making was $800 a month, depending on what state he was in, but if he was in a state like California that uses what they call a decameter, his child support payments was nothing. You hear? But we know that, as far as we know, he didn't take care of all of his financial obligations for his child. I believe his daughter is grown now. I believe so. And I believe they don't have a very good relationship, allegedly. But I'm sure all of that will come out in TK's interview. Somebody will watch it. and we'll come back with the information. I'm not even worried about it. And I also know that Tasha will release it, what she wants to release on her channel. She'll release something for her channel, but she knows everybody is not on Patreon. There's a lot of people that are over there, and I have thought about doing a Patreon, but I have to figure out what I want to put, what I would put on Patreon that I'm not doing, that I can't do on here. So I think it would probably maybe be more in depth discussions about certain things. Maybe some of the stuff that I talk about in my coffee talk series. I don't know. I have to think about it. You know, I know there's a couple of other autism channels that have Patreon. So I probably just need to see what some of the other people are putting on their channels, on, up on their Patreons. But, I think for right now, I just need to deal with starting getting my membership on my channel, doing that, getting my Teesprings shop open with merchandise, getting my website up. Yeah, these are the things that I need to be worried about. I don't need to be worried about no Patreon quite yet. I ain't there yet. I am not there yet. And I know we've been on here for almost an hour. Almost an hour. Let me come on camera. I know David is gonna come over here. Let's see. Let me get my mouse. Get my mouse. Hey guys. Hi. Yeah, we're still in cornrows. Say hi, everybody.
Good hi, everybody.
I know, I got the hat on. Sorry. Guys, this is gonna be a long week as far as work, because they've got us working a lot of overtime, and I am applying for a move. A couple weeks. I am applying for a move back up, to where I was before, so I can be back in, the six-figure club. I'm just below it now, but I want to be back in the six-figure club. I don't want to have to be working overtime to get to there. Yeah, y'all feel what I'm saying? Y'all feel what I'm saying? The overtime will get me there, but yeah, I want to work smarter, not harder. But so hopefully this time, these people won't be jerking my chain again. And yeah, I'll be able to just move on up back to where I was. But I don't think I'm going to go back to what I was doing before. I think I want to do a different position, just at the same level. But it'll be more of a position that I would interact more with the people that are on the level that I'm at now and the people that are on the level that I was at before, or the people below that level. So I think that I would be more of an asset in that, on that side, versus what I was doing before. That's what I'm thinking. But I'm still praying about it. But I'm going to be putting my application in tomorrow. So fingers crossed on that. And I did finish the Coffee Talk series, but I don't like the sound on a portion of the audio that I did. So I'm going to do that part over before I upload it. So once I do that part over, then I will upload it. It was done yesterday. I mean, yeah, I did that on Mother's Day, and then I just didn't like part of it. So, yeah. But I will see you guys on Wednesday in real time. Tomorrow, I should have a short tomorrow. I'll have time to do a short tomorrow. I didn't have time to do a short today. I hope you guys liked my short yesterday with my beignets. They were so good, you guys. They were so good. I got them from this, Creole place that's here, like in the area, and it's Black owned, of course. So I had those, and I had crab cakes and jambalaya and a salad. and a glass of wine. That was my Mother's Day brunch meal. And then last night we had red lobster, and we had it catered in. I told y'all I'm not going to nobody's restaurant yet. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. But anyway, you guys, I will see you guys on Wednesday. Until then, I offer you guys peace and blessing from the West Side. I'm gonna get back out in these YouTube streets and catch up because there's a lot going on with this. I don't know, the merger of the different parts of the melanated people. The melanated people, yeah. Anyway, I'll tell y'all why I'm calling us melanated on Wednesday rather than using, any of those other terms. Anyway, you guys, I'll see y'all. Peace. I'm out.